won't be up there till like the Wait, no, Wednesday? Okay. About 5 o'clock. Sunday. It's the 22nd, I think. Let me check the calendar.
Are we short on time today because a couple of you are taking off? Not bad. Oh, Florida.
Fresh shop. It's too warm in Florida.
Summer, this is a nice time to go in. I think.
Our first full day, that one, me and my grandpa went on a big swing. That was kind of scary. Yeah, it was like this big 450 foot swing. And like the chains, it's scary because the chains on it are like this big.
I sit in a way back corner.
But it's been out over.
So it's so like up the street. Yeah.
Last time
What means not good? Here, so
There you are. Yeah.
I'm totally not. The only thing worse in Florida in summer, I'm totally not. There was like 3 beds air conditioning in the top of it.
So did you, or did you just like, this,
Oh yeah, a little thing. I just took out of it. I like opened my email or whatever.
Is it full of different things on the
page.
page?
yeah, why? No,
And I see that without that little like card go on.
One time.
And then I just like went off and we had to activate it. And then I'll make it listen over and laugh. And I was
oh,
like,
God,
what? Like, act like I didn't know. And then I went back on and I'm like,
Chapter 13.
Okay, chapter 13. We got a short timeline here today because we got a couple wrestlers. I think we did them already, huh? Yeah.
1, 2, 8.
I never got one.
I know about me, I was really scared.
I guess first time I actually.
Okay, chapter 13. We got a couple of you. How many of you that need to work with this number? 13 then? The wrestlers are gone already. That'd be the 2 loops then, right? Okay, ever missed anybody else?
William.
Oh.
What page is that?
Okay, chapter 13. 281. Ethan, we'll get out of that.
I totally forgot.
Okay. I want to see the workout. Okay, what we're going to do this week is we're going to work our way through chapter 13, but how we're going to do that is we're going to work in groups. I'll give those groups to you here before any of you leave us, other than the 2 Lukes, and I guess we'll have to inform them tomorrow which groups are in. If you take a look at chapter 13, page was that again, Ethan? 280?
Yeah.
Okay. There's it's the body systems. If we could all look at page 280 together. Our bodies are very fine running machines. There's lots of things going on all the time that keep us alive and well. And it's important that you start, especially at your age, to take care of all these fine running systems so that they keep running for you as you get older. This is probably the most scientific chapter in our book. And it kicks off here, if you look, it's got the 6 body systems. I've actually made 7 groups out of that by breaking up the circulatory and the respiratory systems. Connor, put your head up, please. Thank you. Okay, we have the skeletal and the muscular system. We have the nervous system. Maybe some of you could be thinking already about what parts of the body you think that these systems involve. Skeletal, muscular kind of speak for itself. The nervous system, of course, is our brains, our spinal cord, all the things that send messages to our brain all the time, keep us alive. Circulatory and respiratory, our breathing, our blood circulating. digestive and excretory systems, excreting our waste products, digesting our food. Very important, it's how we fuel our bodies. The endocrine and reproductive system, all our hormones. Hormones play a big part in almost all of our processes also. Then our immune system, which hopefully is really working well right now with all the flu and colds that are around. So we need to take care of ourselves. How do we protect our immune system? Well, for one thing, your skin is the biggest part of your immune system. You know, if you got a cut, then germs can enter in. You know, so take care of that. Protect your skin. Keep it in good condition. Protect it from the sun. Avoid tanning beds. Keep it lubricated, you know, so it doesn't get real dry. Our immune system, of course, is all of our blood cells that fight infections for us too. If you go to the doctor, many times they do a blood count because that's one way they can know for sure if you've got a bacterial infection going on that requires antibiotic, or if it's viral, they're going to do a blood count. So that's all part of our immune system. So what we're going to do, it's a big chapter. We're going to divide up and have each group tackle one of these body systems because that's, I think, one of the better ways to do this. What we're going to do then, we'll get into groups here. I'll give you those groups here in a moment. One part of this, I've tried to outline it here with the body system presentation, and on the back is the rubric. So at the end here we'll talk about who's in what group, but for now we'll just present all the details of the project for you. You're welcome. We'll work on this today and Tuesday and Wednesday. Will anybody be gone tomorrow? Is there wrestling? Is that our only sport we've got going on right now then?
Yep.
Short interim period. Some of you may be working a little bit on some other subjects. Hopefully not, maybe, because I'd really like to start presenting these. We'll have 7 groups, so we'll do probably 3 presentations on one day and 4 on another day. So I'll have 2 days that I'm presenting. And that will either be Thursday and Friday or Friday and Monday. Kind of just depending on how it goes for us. That's part of it, yeah. And then we make a PowerPoint. I've got it all outlined here. And then we do a short little paper too, with some input from each member of the group. Those papers kind of want to stick together, it seems like this afternoon. You guys got yours already? We need some over here. Okay, so let's look together here at this power body system presentation. 50 points. So your group is going to do a PowerPoint. Each group is going to do a PowerPoint. Each group is going to do a poster. Each group is going to do a short paper. The PowerPoint, I will expect 10 slides. This would be a total of 10 slides. And one slide can be your title page, and I want to see the names of your group members. That way, of course, if sadly somebody is missing the day you present, at least we can know that they were part of this. One slide should cite your references. In visiting with Mrs. Muggenberg, she tells me that you had a lesson in language class on how the proper way to cite a reference, a resource used. So I would expect that to be on one slide. At least then a website address, and the way that she has taught you, she assures me that you know how to do that. For the other 8 slides, then, what do I want to see? I want to see diagrams of your body system. So we're going to see a lot of skeletons. With the part of the body system that you're representing or researching can be then probably in a different color or something like that. We can find them online. We can put them on the projector. We can project them up here. We can put a piece of poster board then for your poster. Magnets, and we can do some tracing there. But for the PowerPoint, of course, you just need to find slides, make slides from online, which include diagrams, description of the system, definition of the system parts. When you find these body systems, and if you look in your book, you're gonna see all the names of all the organs that are part of the system you're researching. So that would be the definitions of the system parts. How does this system work? What's the importance of it? What does it do for your body? If it's, of course, the skeleton and muscles, it's holding us together. You know, it's giving us a shape. If it's our circulatory, of course, it's our heart, our lungs. You know, if it's our digestive, it's everything from our saliva in our mouth, you know, our stomachs, our esophagus. So it's depending on the part that you're telling us about, that would be the names of the body parts. How do we keep this system healthy? How do you take care of the system you're researching? What might be some possible problems, and how do you correct those problems? So the PowerPoint is worth 10 points, and then somebody else in the group, or you can work on these together. Everybody works in the PowerPoint. And then I also will expect a poster when you're done. 10 points on that. Again, possible ideas. You might just do some word definitions. And there's going to be a little bit of redundancy. We're going to probably see a few of the same things on the PowerPoint that we see on the poster and vice versa. That's okay. The more we see it, the more we hear it, the more we get familiar with that body system. Define some terms. Again, on the poster, you might have a diagram of the system. You might list terms, names of the parts. Again, some tracing, summary of all the main points on the poster maybe. Maybe you just want to do something like that. The document then, on the paper, summary of 10 points. Again, then each member will contribute to that paper. Each member will contribute to that paper. So I would just like to see a full page that will be read with the presentation where everybody's contributed a paragraph. So you can just talk about exactly what you learned or what you did. On the poster, we'll be looking for things like, we'll look at the rubric here in a minute, then overall organization of the facts, correct grammar, the mechanics, organizing the PowerPoint correctly. Is it easy to read? Is it neat? Is it eye-catching? Good, clear messages. The actual presentation, you'll all be up here. Everybody has a part to do. All members will be involved in preparing and presenting. The rubric is on the back. For the 50 points, 30 points from the information, which comes from the PowerPoint, the poster, and the Word document, or the one-page paper. The organization, is it clear? Again, especially looking at the poster, is it eye-catching? In other words, have you got some color in it? Is the grammar correct? Is it a nice, clear, concise message? The mechanics, again, everything's working properly in the overall presentation. Any questions right now about this? You're doing in research, and where were you?
I was at Dennis.
Okay. Does Lisa know you're back then? Did you check in? Okay. We're going to be in groups here in a minute. I'm going to put us in groups. And here is the facts of the presentation. And the rubrics on the back. So that's what I expect. I tried to put a lot of ideas on here. The other thing we're going to do, I give you this paper, then you have to hang on to it, and I'll make a few extra. When you're all done with your presentation, I want you to evaluate your own group. And this is a time for a little self-reflection, a little honesty on how well you think you did yourself. Was I a productive member of the group? Did I help the process? Did I contribute? You're welcome. And then on the back side, I want you to do a short sentence or two about each other group that you're going to watch. So if you look at the back, again, you put your name, and that's class period 9. You would put the group and the names of the persons in the group so that we can be clear on that. And then this is where I would suggest that you find something good to say about what they did, because there's always something good to say, and maybe there's lots of good to say. If you think of something, maybe just a suggestion of something they could have done a little different, in a way maybe that would have made it easier to watch, streamlined it a little bit, anything that would have improved it. Maybe the poster, maybe the words were written a little too small, maybe there wasn't enough color, maybe the message was too complicated. But then there will always be kind of appropriate ways to say that. You know, you can say, I had a little trouble seeing some of the words, or maybe next time the poster could have fewer words so that you can glance. The idea of a poster is usually that at one glance, never when it catches your eye because it's got some color, at one glance you can quickly read it. It's neatly done. It's big enough you can kind of get the gist like a billboard. The grammar's correct. And at a short glance you can kind of get a message. Not always so much that, but if it's neatly done, the main message is big, and then maybe a few facts can be a little bit smaller. Back here, of course, we're seeing some from last time around. The circulatory, the skeletal, the immune system. Nice color. Most of the work's pretty good size. Sometimes you want to put in all the parts. I understand they're going to get a little smaller. But overall, neatly, eye-catching, and a lesson to be learned. On the evaluations, that would be something she could say. Group had a great poster, PowerPoint was good, you know, maybe such and such, maybe add a little more color would be a good idea or something like that. But we would wanna be kind and respectful in all our comments like we always should be. Okay, so that would also be taken, and then when after you present, after all the groups have presented, we will collect the peer evaluation sheets also. Let's talk about the groups here for a moment, and then we have about 25 minutes yet actually, to maybe get with your partners and start a little bit of a plan then of who's gonna do what. Start looking for some good resources. So in the skeletal group, randomly and with a little bit of input, I have Lexi and Cora and Luke Wright. The nervous group, I have Jennifer and Kaylee and Logan. Circulatory, I have Luke Wernemont and McKenna and Skylar. Respiratory is Haley, Trace, and Connor. Digestive is Caden, Damon, and Amy. Endocrine/reproductive is Parker and Ryan and William. And the immune system would be Jay and Ethan and James. So that's 7 groups, so we can put a group at each of the big tables, and then we can slide those 2 tables together for our 7th group. So why don't you quietly now put your names on both of these papers so that if I find it out, I'll know who to return them to. Digestive. With Ethan and Amy. Get with your groups, you guys are gonna head out to this mother. Tell her you just gotta kick off a project. Okay, get with your group members, you're gonna come to each table. I'll be right over. Label the tables. Put names on the table, like skeletal, circulatory, you finding your way?
Mario, there's so much
You need to refresh one more time on the groups?
Yes.
Okay. Connor, it looks like you are with Haley and Trace. Respiratory.
Respiratory. You know me so well.
So, raise your hand, skeletal group. See that you've got organized, okay? Ready for us. Okay, nervous system. Okay, Jennifer, Holly, and Logan, okay?
Yes, sir. Very detailed pictures. Yes, sir.
Okay, I have fun.
Circulatory. Kenna and Skylar, okay? Word them on involved tomorrow. Connor right there, Jennifer, Holly, and Logan. Digestive people, where are you at? Right here. Caden and Damon and Amy. Okay.
I got like this.
Downstairs.
Literally put it through my slides.
Right here. Okay. I would suggest that you look at my page again, outlining the assignment. Kind of know what direction you're going. I don't mind if you use our books as a resource, they're really pretty good, and it's broke right down into the systems. You wanna Google, you wanna bring in other books, just for, have you cite your resources then.
Use your hand.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What
I think that would be the order we can set. You don't have a number at this time.
Everyone comes, so I got like, man, how do you
Worksheet,
already hauled the water back. I didn't sit behind the desk.
I'm 80 tonight. We need to do the slides first.
You can make them right, and we can hook your projectors, Chromebooks directly to our projector.
Projector system.
You want lights or no lights?
It's all broken.
Yes,
Sure.
have you ever heard that cliche? Huh? It would be like opening a can of worms and everybody would switch off. Go ahead, life is full of fun and working with a variety of people. So it makes it interesting.
Isn't that bad? Oh, good.
I know.
This is a
When that last batch come, because we were kind of almost cleaned up and everything good, you know? At least the streets have stayed pretty good. I know, I agree. This one and I were just talking about that. Sun's out. Smart. What happened to everything in between? No one cared.
I like it.
Yo,
I wanted to draw the list.
I mean, they got on some days.
Wait, you have two emails. Which one's the other one missing?
It's the same thing, though.
That is a very perfect.
But like, your nervous system or
I'm gonna.
What group are we? Is it just going by like
I don't have my numbers in the week. Then I don't have the order we end up presenting. You know, we might shuffle that around a little bit if somebody's gone or I'll be gone. Tentative plan.
We won't tell you when you're
Have you present Thursday and Friday like they say for Friday and Monday? We have to present how it goes, okay?
10 slides even off.
That's part of the learning. It's good for you.
so it's basically shot and
it's like sitting on the camera.
it's Marley Sherry Journey. No, it's just
You gotta change the layout of it. So each of them, title and blog.
Haley, Connor, and
Oh, it's easy to read it First two.
Okay, so
First slide.
I don't even know if that's okay. That'll be at the end.
I pulled on my.
I don't have my weekly I have an office. Okay, so.
I have like 8 for
We can do that.
Any questions, raise your hands. Don't get involved. No, we're gonna do what? Remember the 3 things. You got a PowerPoint, a poster, and a paragraph. That's not that. I've been calling it out. Paper and paragraph. On your system, and kind of what you did, and what you learned from it. Yeah, or just about your system in general.
That's useful.
Kind of the 3 Ps, paper,
You like them?
PowerPoint, and poster.
What? Nervous system.
Translate the nerve artery, messages, or the rest of your body.
Okay? Is that a good idea?
Type it behind that word. Type it
Controls your
Like when I'm at home and I'm in my room by myself, I just talk to myself.
What do you say?
I just saw it. I called it a banana. I was like, great.
physical.
It has to be stay organized.
What about the part where it reacts to
Here, instead of putting controls process. Processes your physical.
What about the part where it says
Well, found it.
okay, we can say control all body.
Whoa, whoa. Then for the rest of the 7, you can do each part, which is the artery, right arm, and run, arm places. Right.
And then also reacts to
Oh, that's your feet.
like emotional.
Oh my God. William, stop.
Yeah.
It's for health.
I'm gonna look at things that
I think I know what I mean. I think I know what because we can't right.
it's just like something that happens to you, like it's like
Alright, it's like if you fall.
oh, okay. So I think the argument that you go to so if you touch it out, like the other your full weight.
Yeah.
Okay, here's our description so far. Your expression is measuring this from your brain to the rest of your body. It processes all body processes. Reacts to the body, and then
next one.
Do you think you should put like reactive stimuli to control the body process together or not?
Don't type in that.
yeah, good. We have like
So like one, like 3 words, but like.
Oh,
There's a lot, you know, to the, yours is the endocrine
control all body
system.
processes and reacts to
There's
the
a lot of hormonal information.
The last two.
Different, that's like the hormones your body secretes to exercise.
You can do one about, here we go, Haley, I'll just copy and paste.
so if time is stimulated, it's
Last
like
delete it all now.
Hold on.
We're trying to bring up a quick summary on the board of the assignment also.
I was gone for a minute. Oh, time is just flying by. No, it's
Green space.
you know, it takes like 15 minutes to live.
I'm gonna write something down. I can.
This is disturbing. I don't like this.
Okay, so.
You put like my
all the.
I'm glad.
does this make sense? Okay, I control all body processes and interact with stimuli, deep cold and actions.
Yeah. I was just thinking, it's talking about what's nervous system. I know.
You would do that on the first slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it straight up then.
Here, you say.
Make sure I didn't get scammed. I doubt it.
What else do I need?
You want to put the central nervous system in the second slide.
Yeah.
Who's in Des Moines?
Yeah, one like control the brain and the spinal cord. And that's the central nervous system. And then yeah. And then it's the
Okay, here, let me see.
You probably can try to let your tongue down.
Alright, so just tap the whole thing. Make it either gray or white.
yeah, but
That looks good? Okay, the nervous system carries messages from your brain through the rest of your body. It processes your physical and emotional feelings. It controls all body processes and reacts to stimuli. Your nervous system is okay, that's good.
Yeah, and then he fell.
What we're gonna say about the front of the face.
yeah, the two. Hey Haley, then the two nervous systems.
You wanna do this one like this type of way?
We should like central nervous system like one slide and here all. Yeah, that one.
So two slides of it?
One side for this one.
Okay, and then we can do this part.
They like you last time.
Yes.
You don't know when they first
It's 3:45.
That's the same.
This is the most exciting topic, you know?
I'm gonna know what I want to pronounce it.
Look at it.
Okay, here, let's like pronounce that one more time. Like pronounce this word. Yeah, like here's the song.
I love these like
Or we can stay on here. We can stay on here. The nervous system neurons on the description one.
That's what I was thinking.
That could be our like our last picture or our last Okay. The nervous system.
Attention please, all the following students, please come to the office for messages. Haley Burns, Adam Frey, Jordan Ulmer, Max Monternock, Tanner Tilley, Skylar Reardon, Austin Thompson, Parker Engel, Ethan Peters, and Cora Mailer. Repeating again.
Like what I have a message for.
I know, what do I have a message for?
You're adopted.
Say my name.
Yeah, it's that perfect.
It's for messages.
Oh, different parts we want to that. obviously that helps.
This reports is the arteries.
Multiple parts of it.
So like,
Multiple parts of your body.
I mean, you gotta do posterior PowerPoint, so. Look at that, yeah, put as much as you can, yeah.
You wanna
You know,
put
the arteries carry the blood away from the heart. You know, actually it's oxygenated again.
They're not there. Alright, central. Here, I'm gonna do this one.
Five, okay, I'll mark that down, thank you.
Who's good at drawing? Thanks, Bob. Can you do drawing?
I got stencils, you know, in our art cabinet
You
there,
gotta
we got stencils and.
I know that. Okay, I'm gonna read the central. We'll both all read it so we can. We can call it the CNS, like we were talking about it later.
That's why I didn't do it last year. That's after school.
CNS, you wanna do that right now? So that we're talking about it later.
What's your first meet?
We've already had a meeting. We have another one coming up. Yeah, we didn't go the second time around. We were 3 and 3.
What is
That's good though.
Slides.
what is that?
It's for quiz bowl.
What?
Quiz bowl, like our practice and stuff.
Who's your
Our IQ is probably about 100 years old, but yeah, we're good.
that's why
I don't understand the difference between your brain
Who
and
said
your
that?
system.
Somebody, one of the people felt bad because we were missing 6. Was it you that felt bad for being 6 for 7? You're going against I felt bad. The bad thing is that they always do this.
well, the brain is supposed to stop with memory, nervous system.
We had no practice.
I wish they kind of connect them together.
Yeah, that's like includes the spinal cord.
I feel like you've kind of got a plan going, who's gonna do what are you gonna start with?
You can, I don't think we can hold on, but like, if we
Think in
don't get
terms
it on
of the
time.
P's, PowerPoint, poster, paper. Peer evaluation.
Maybe tomorrow we could start. Stuff. And then the paper will be
There, we got a plan.
Very impressive group.
So is it this week or next week?
Actually, this side of the room,
Pretty well, I know.
that side of the room.
Not so much.
we already have like.
So I did have one suggestion, okay? Jimmy, is it Jimmy? Mr. Scott needs to be up front.
Likes to go by governor. Sometimes I call him James. He's always late.
Yeah, he needs to be in front.
Okay, so then
And
please,
Parker
this
needs
is,
to be back or move reproductive over here.
maybe, tomorrow, those two groups I will make sure are up front tables. Maybe I'll label the tables to get a jump on it.
Yeah, totally opposite side of the room. Mr. Scott has taken a seat.
He's real good at that. That's what he,
But he's tried to get,
Yes.
Angles group to look at certain things on
Yeah.
it's that reproductive group, see, that has, yeah, James was encouraging.
And poor Mr. Son has been working
Yeah,
without
Johnny's a sweetheart, man. If I could have those kids, Macy and Jade, wow. Tammy, I always tell Tammy, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You're damn, yeah, you are too. Two Tammys.
Yeah, and the guy in the middle back there, he's kind of half and half.
Yeah, he's actually good. He's just a little influenced by his surroundings there. Yeah. Will is actually a pretty good kid too, to the right in park.
Well, they talk a little bit about what they should
Yeah.
do. They weren't instigated or pushed by Mr.
I'll just
Scott.
make a point tomorrow to have Stock and Ethan and Jade right in front of me. I think they're at my desk, and maybe Parker over here so that
Here,
yeah,
I'm not here, yeah.
so that
So it's not
yeah, they're not just back to
adjusting
back,
groups.
one big group. Yeah.
Themselves is adjusting.
Proximity. Yes, I'll make note.
And I sent this to you or shared it to you, so
Okay.
you should get it in an email.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes.
All right.